What's your name? You don't know what's your name? What your name is?
One.
Quiso hablar.
1, 2,
3, 4,
5.
What would you think if I told you that a third gender exists? You probably wouldn't believe me. You'd think I was kidding, but I'm actually not. A third gender does exist in the Samoan culture. What gender do you think of when you see a nurse, a doctor, or a firefighter? It's true that in our society, we classify every person and everything that we do with a gender. Today we're going to talk about the Samoan definition of gender roles. We're going to talk about specifically this third gender, known as fa'afin, and how they're viewed in their society. Fa'afin are considered a new gender, a new type of person. In an article written by two sociologists named Bartlett and Vasney, they wrote an article in 2006 called Retrospective Study of Childhood Atypical Behavior, where they define a fa'afin by their English translation, which is in the manner of women. Vasney also wrote another article in 2009 with Vanderland titled Maternal and Avuncular Tendencies in Samoa. They talk about how this group adapts to the family needs. They consider themselves neither male or female. They consider themselves a new type of gender. Vasney and Vanderland also wrote another article with Forrester and Peterson in 2012 titled Offspring Production Among Extended Relatives of Samoan Men in Fa'afin. In this article, they talk about how the word gay has a different definition in Western societies than in Eastern societies. In other words, Samoans consider gay when someone is attracted to the same gender. Therefore, fa'afin are not gay because they are attracted to males, not other fa'afins. Another interesting part about this is that homosexuality is usually represented in a transgender form in Eastern societies. This means that they usually wear makeup, wear feminine hairstyles, they mostly just socialize with other fa'afin and strictly participate in feminine activities. There's a discussion in Samoa. Some people believe that is a social process to become a fa'afin, while others believe it's genetic. Bartlett and Vasney talk about how at times parents decide which family member will become a fa'afin because they need people to fulfill feminine roles. At times they don't have enough women to help with housekeeping and childcare, so they raise their male offspring as a fa'afin. The other group denies this, denies that it's socialization. Many fa'afin talk about how they felt different in childhood, that they felt like girls instead of boys. It's interesting to realize that many Samoans can actually identify which child will become a fa'afin as an adult. We've talked about what a fa'afin was. Now let's concentrate on their contributions to society. They are an essential part to society. They are considered a superior gender because they can do anything a male and a female can, and they can do it better because they possess both feminine and male qualities. As Vasney and Vanderland stated earlier, they adapt to the family needs. They are known to be uncle-like figures to children, especially these nieces and nephews are orphaned. Vanderland and his associates speculate that the reason why they're so family-oriented is because they can't reproduce themselves. This is a third world country we're talking about, and they are more accepting to this lifestyle than in most Western societies. An example of this is that most Samoan men who identify themselves as straight actually have sexual encounters with fa'afins. Even though in our country, in our society, homosexuality is becoming more of a norm and more accepting, there's still a stigma behind gender roles. Vasney and Vanderland talk about how when a man decides to be a stay-at-home dad, they are often ridiculed and criticized because they are participating in a feminine role. We talked today about the new definition of gender, and especially in Samoa. We've talked about what fa'afin were and how they're perceived in the Samoan culture. The reason for this speech was to have you think about the definitions of gender roles and who defines what a man or what a woman should do. The next time that you see your 20-something straight male friend watching My Little Pony, think about why this is strange to you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.